Hey guys, welcome back. I hope you have a great Sunday because it's Sunday here right now and it's beautiful weather. Today we're gonna do a comic called "Do a Powerbomb" issue number one by Image Comics, made by Daniel Warren Johnson and Miles Spicer. So yeah, we're gonna do some wrestling. Well, not me, but the persons in the comic. I picked this up because, well, I like the premise. I watched and still watch a lot of wrestling. I've been switching over from WWE to AEW. That's my go-to preference. Well, that's my go-to wrestling entertainment programs. I don't watch WWE anymore. It's just I've been watching for a very long time, but I don't enjoy it anymore. So and AEW gives me everything that I need when it comes to wrestling. So let's dive in. So we start here, and this is a guy here watching television, watching wrestling, and these are these commentators talk about the wrestling match coming up about Lona Steelrose against Cobra Sun, and she has to defend her Tokyo Grand Heavyweight title. And if you look at here, these guys has candles and skulls. Now, this comic is made by the same person that made Murder Falcon and Wonder Woman Dead Earth. I haven't read Wonder Woman Dead Earth because, well, it's modern DC Comics. I don't touch that anymore. But Murder Falcon, I enjoyed very much. It was about some kind of a loser rocker that gets in the possession of some kind of a magic guitar that turns into a murder falcon with a mechanical arm. And there's a lot of rock and metal references and stuff in there. He has to fight against evil. And sorry, I'm still recovering from the cough. So that was really fun. And I have a little bit the same vibe here, although different. So we see here that this Lona Steelrose is now here in the locker room, and she's been greeted by her husband and her daughter. And she have to now perform, and daughter's looking up to her and wishing her well, etc. So she goes on stage. She goes here, and we see the commentators are saying, "Introducing first from Tokyo, Japan, the Iron Flower, the Unbreakable Blossom, the Tokyo Grand Heavyweight Champion of the World, Lona Steelrose." And everybody cheers and claps and looks really good. I also love the look of Jua, big flowy hair, looks strong, feminine, really cool. And then she is giving the microphone, and for those who do not watch wrestling, we have the good guys and the bad guys. The good guys are called baby faces. The bad guys are called heels. And she is cutting a promo. And what you are seeing here, that she is telling about that, when she started wrestling, it was for, it was for money and fame and glory. But now she became a mother, and now that it's been turning around, and she's doing this for the family, and she's doing for the fans, and she's looking at the crowd, etc. This is just a scripted promo. That's what wrestlers are doing. They say stuff that pleases the fans. And then we see also her uncle. Her daughter's. The person that sits next to it, the daughter of Yua, is her uncle, Uncle Blood. He's also in the wrestling business, and probably her brother. I'm not. Yeah, she's her brother. And but then the bad guy comes. It's that guy, Cobra Sun, and he is the heel, and he's doing a promo. Exactly the opposite. He says, "Well, what you're saying is bullshit." She says, "What you're saying makes me sick. She has forgotten what it means to be a pro wrestler. It's not about the crowds. It's not about love or family. It's about power and status and money. And most of all, it's about that." Looking at the title. And "I will take it from you tonight." And she said, "I'll kick his ass, Mom." So the match is starting, and they have some. So they're going at each other, and the wrestling moves are really cool to look at. And so they are punching and hitting each other. and this looks brutal. But again, for those who do not watch wrestling, when you got a hit, it hurts. But you also have to sell it that it hurts. You know, if you're just getting a punch and you do not phase, that's not really exciting to look at. So you have to sell it in a way that it really, really, really hurts. And the bumps that they take on the mat, in the ring, you know, the floor is made of wood. So also it's all scripted, you know, with the beginning and how it ends and all the moves. The bumps that you take and the hits that you get, those are real. And that really, really hurts. And people are getting hurt with real wrestling too. So so he's throwing over the top and into the crowd. He's doing a jumping off the top rope into the crowd. Well, I'm going to guarantee you this is not what happens in real life. That are people, the fans, the people that pay the tickets, the audience does not really get hurt. This is just pure for, I don't know, comic reasons or something. And this looks really, really good. And I love the fact that the artist, the writer, and the creator has taken his time to, you know, study wrestling. And but then this happens. So he's going to do some kind of a finishing move or a great move. But then he slips. And he says, no. And then she falls in a really weird way. And he says, I didn't mean, get back her. But so the referee is checking on her, and then the little kid comes into the ring. And this is not scripted. It seems that she has probably broken her neck. And that's the downside of wrestling. Although you can script it to the cows come home, and then you perfect it, because I believe a lot of wrestlers doing that in less than a week or something. They have to train and train and train to do all these moves. But when it comes to performing, some things, you know, sometimes things go wrong and people are getting paralyzed, killed, hurt for real. And that's real tragic. So they are taking her away, and when you see this guy smiling, you know, and then we have also a flashback that she is lying, her daughter, lying in bed with her daughter, and we see all these posters of, you know, her mother hanging on the wall with wrestling stuff. So yeah, and then her husband comes back, or her father in this case, and she says, "She's gone, baby." And then we see a very heartfelt scenarios. And then we skip to 10 years later, and then the daughter is now grown up, and then she is now wrestling too. And in the ring, this amateur wrestling, this person does a falcon arrow. That's a move called. And we see some cool action here about what they are going to do. And then she is, losing. And that's all part of the whole shtick. So she's going into the locker room, and her aunt, her uncle is here, and she says to her uncle, hey, Uncle Blood, wait, I was thinking maybe I could come back next week and, you know, try to take on a few more wrestlers. And he says, I don't think so, kiddo. I said, what is it? Just tell me, I can handle it. And well, for starters, you're green, really green. I can tell you haven't done this professionally. And she says, but I was training since I was 11. And I'm not talking about, taking bumps. Basically, he do not wants to train her because what happens in the ring. He says, the daughter says, I haven't been able to find a trainer. Of course not, he says. You are Steelrose's daughter. Nobody wants to touch you. But your family, why won't you train me? And he says that he made a promise to not train her. And then she goes outside, and then her father is here. And he says, Dad, I told you, don't come to my matches. I says, I'm sorry, I won't pick up your phone, etc. And I just thought we could talk for a minute. Until we talked enough. Basically, he is saying that he doesn't want her to train because of what happens to his wife and her mother. and he wants her to just to be safe. But it seems that he was responsible for, telling everybody not to give, that stopping her from getting a trainer, and that she's being pissed about that. Now, what I really don't like, I like this comic. Let's get that first. I really don't like why creators, and this is my personal gripe, so this is not, taking away what's happening here, but I really hate this haircut. Why people and creators always do that lately in the last 5-6 years? It's not looking good. For me personally, it's not really looking feminine. Even her mother here looks freaking fantastic. Looks cool, looks feminine, has a big, long, flowing hair, beautiful looking girl. And then we have this little girl, well, maybe not little, but young woman. This is, you can say, well, this is a mohawk. And, if you look at it like that, I said, yeah, it's not bad. But why do it? Why not give her, long black flowing hair, looking more feminine? Why it always have to be stuff like this? But, that's my personal life, so let's move on. I told you many times how I think about that. It's not my go-to, look. Anyway, so they're having a fight, and she says, this is my choice, and I'm going to go all in the way. I show you what I can do. I show that I can do this. I'm a Steelrose, just like my mom, and I'm going to be just like her. And father gets really, angry, and she says, and if you keep going, you just end up like her too. And she says, we're done. Then, so they are, going their own way, and then this guy comes out of nowhere, and he's, I don't know, spiky head and some 80s glasses on, and then he has also some, I don't know, weird smoke with purple electricity behind him, and he says, hey, who are you? Are you work for the promotion? Well, no. Can you not see what's happening? This is not promotional work. But then he grabs her, and he says, I've been watching you for a very long time. And she says, I don't know what kind of sleazy jerk you are, but I'm not gonna take it, and so leave me alone. And then he grabs her, and he says, I'm gonna show you. And then we see this. This looks freaking awesome. Look at this. It's some kind of, I don't know, hell-like environment, and some kind of a wrestling stage, something like that. I'm not entirely sure. I guess so. And he says, my name is Willet Necroton. Welcome to the Barren Bastion, my castle, my home. And then he says, I am a necromancer. I'm running a tournament of sorts, but a belt isn't the only prize. I like to talk to you about bringing your mom back to life. So I'm guessing she is battling or wrestling some monsters and demons, I think, in the next couple of issues. And yeah, I don't know, this looks freaking awesome. I really like this comic. Besides the fact that I don't like the haircut, but that's besides the point. Overall, this is a cool looking comic, and I just realized there's some skeleton and monsters here. So yeah, I believe they are going that way, and maybe she wants to have a revenge on Cobra's son. Maybe not, I'm not entirely sure, but let's see where this is going. Overall, this is a cool comic. I recommend it. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think about it. I'll see you next time.